Hello, and welcome to the Guilbault Girls Show, where you will have the opportunity to hear from mothers, fathers, siblings, and individuals themselves about their journey of living with a disability. I know, it's called Guilbault Girls, but we have a bonus for you as we get the Guilbault boys to interview some of the dads and siblings and get their perspectives too. We'll also have special guests from time to time to share the many resources that are available to those living with a disability and their families. So get ready to laugh, smile, cry, maybe even get a little angry when you hear some of these stories of their day-to-day struggles. But let's not forget their many triumphs. As they say, it takes a village. And if it weren't for our village, we wouldn't be where we are today. So join us. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Guilbault Girls. Today we have special guest, Linda Beedle, creator of the BeedleBug Sockietalkies. BeedleBug Sockietalkies are the only socks with a pulley and uplifting message of hope and motivation on the toe. So let me break it down to you. This is awesome. So these socks come with a hole on the side to assist the wearer to pull them up just by looping their finger on each side. Linda states it became apparent that there are people out there who need a system to accommodate their needs. And thus the BeedleBug company was born. It is their goal to make their customers' lives much easier for them. So welcome, Linda. It was so great having you on the show today. I know that your grandson has cerebral palsy, and that's what inspired you to create these amazing socks called Sockietalkies. Right. Thank you so much for gifting Faith those two pair. And you know what? I was going to bring it on because I wanted to show. Do you have a pair there?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So we love them. And Faith has an occupational therapist that comes to the home once a week.
Yeah.
She was so excited when I showed them to her. Like, they're just amazing. So yes, go ahead and show them.
Yeah. So they have a little pulley here that's embroidered. So it's not going to come apart. And basically you can just slip your fingers through, like you mentioned, and pull them up a lot easier. And they're packaged and marketed so you can see the pulley.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So those at
the beginning, how did this idea even start? And tell us about the pulley and how it came to be, like a light bulb moment that just like went off in your head. Because as I was trying them on with Faith, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, hello, her fine motor and pulling them up. You just stick your fingers in, like, brilliant. So tell us how it became.
Well, I've been caring for Co since he's been a baby, and I've been his caretaker. So I've had that privilege. And I think just watching him, he didn't crawl till he was 2. And so we would just, my husband and I were constantly adapting things around the house to get him, to help him like through the next thing, or to help him so he doesn't scrape his knees. And because he crawled around then for a long time after that. That's how he got around in the house anyway. Of course,
he used extra work on the moms, mind you, because you always had to make sure that those floors were swept back and mopped since they were crawling on the floor.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. So there is that extra piece, but yeah. So I think I was working on many different things. I've thought of many things for him, but this sock, took an old pair of my husband's socks and we put a hole in them, and I'm like, I think he could actually pull these up if we do this. And so it wasn't really a light bulb moment because I've had so many other little things like, oh well, that works too, or this one, but this is one I thought for sure could help a lot of people, and I thought for sure I could get it done pretty easily. That wasn't the case. It hasn't been easy, but
right, which we'll definitely go into. So when did you know in your heart that you just had to make these available to others? Because this is huge. And then just tell us a little bit more about the process. Like, when did you start the business? Was it a lengthy process? Was it a hard process? Did you have to outsource? Like, where did you begin, and how did it, just kind of give us some background about it?
Well, I think I first started, I checked to see if there was anything like that, because I knew I wanted to patent the first thing, and that was sort of the first step. So I did check with somebody, or I did a search on my own first. I didn't see anything like that. So I did ask somebody to help me with that. And it looked pretty positive, like there wasn't going to be anything, so then that gave me a lot of hope.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
then I could go ahead and get started. And so I had to just kind of snoop around. I have a background as an executive recruiting. And so to hunt around and find people and,
Mm.
so I found some manufacturers. They had to be in China because I did try to get I got a manufacturer's rep here in the US because I really wanted to produce them here, but nobody would do it because of the labor intensity of the product. So, making the pulley, it was too much labor. So I really tried,
Mhm.
but I think that it just happened. So then I
Yeah.
ended up,
And there's so many people in need out there that they can help. So you have to do what you can do. So yeah, absolutely.
right. And that's the thing is like I just knew, like I knew that that they were going to be so helpful for so many. And really, in my heart, that's what it's all about. And I swear, if I could just give them all the way, I would to everyone. But now it's a business, and now we've got a lot invested in it,
Absolutely.
so then I found a manufacturer. And you do the sample process back and forth, and that happened with 3 or 4 different companies. It wasn't going to work, I didn't think. And so my first round was about, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago when I first started. I had just 3 designs, and the samples came back good. I thought, okay, great, we're on our way. I was super excited. And then as I was going through them, about 80% were bad. And you're just sort of, that's it.
Yeah. It just
So then I had to kind of regroup and start over and pull myself back up again. And, I've had a lot of support from my husband and my family. I'm a big family. And, my sister Chris is always my biggest supporter and encourages me to keep going. And so, yeah, I got this next round done, which I included the adult sizes because I knew, the aging community really are loving them. People with spinal injuries or, maybe temporary things where they're in a rehab facility. Mhm. So, but again, it's the idea of just being able to help people. I love that. I think that's my nature, and um, I am a helper. So the process was really not an easy one, but I would encourage anyone that had a great idea and something in their heart. I feel like it's placed deep in my heart to do this one, even though I have other things, burning on the burner. I feel like this one is just so deep in my heart, especially because, initially making it for Cohen, but knowing that, well, like Derek at Zappos, he said, made with love for one to help many.
Absolutely. Love
Mhm.
that. Love that.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting experience. I did in my head think it was going to be a little bit easier, but there have been challenges all along the way, but I do have a great, my socks haven't been sitting on a boat somewhere waiting, to get here, where a lot of people have had that problem in the last 2 years. I have them here, I have good stock. And that, we just have it in our basement. My husband made this great, organized, beautiful setup for me. So just walk down and place orders and, fill orders.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. Yeah. So it's from your home. Now,
Yeah.
see, and now hopefully you're going to be like Billy and it's going to come from one to a big warehouse and,
Yes, that's what
Billy
I'm hoping.
everywhere. Yeah.
Well,
So on
yes,
your,
I love Billy. I aspire to be like him. He's great. I love
yes,
his business model.
awesome. Yes. So you mentioned on your website that BeedleBug is the mama company of
Mhm.
for Sockietalkies and that other companies are coming soon. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's to come?
Yeah. Well, I'm working on a couple of things. I was working on a little prototype for an undergarment, but now it's out there and I see that it's out there. So I had started this with Cohen and I, created this prototype to see if it would work for him because, going to the bathroom is a tough thing for kids that, again, for dexterity issues and, being able to, give him that dignity as he, gets older. It's fine that we're helping him when he's little, but, well, he's not so little anymore. He's 12, but those are the things I'm always thinking about, like in the future, what's he going to need and how is he going to be able to do this so he can be, have that dignity and keep his independence and all of those things. But since I found something that was very similar, I backed out of that. I have some adaptive adult clothing that I'm working on that's really cool. And it's very exciting. And I've done a couple of children's books as well. So it's all going to kind of fall under that umbrella of Beedlebug. But yeah, yeah.
That is awesome. So you've already done the children's books, or are those up for
I've
sale?
written them, waiting for illustration. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that is so amazing. That is so awesome. So, excuse me. I know we had mentioned Derek from Zappos. So let everybody know, where can you find this, the Sockietalkies? And I think that's so exciting that now you can find them at Zappos. So how did all that happen, and when did they launch on there?
Oh, well, again, it's a Billy story. So Billy, I sent socks to Billy several years ago now, and he showed Derek the socks. And so we started that, through Billy's, referral like that. That was great. And Zappos has had, a kind of a change in their structure. So I'm a drop ship provider for them now, which is great because, it's, like I said, I just use, go get the inventory and just send it out every day, and it's easy and fun and wonderful. But yes, Zappos, Zappos.com, also with JCPenney. JCPenney started an adaptive line this last year. And so with them, and I know that both of those are donors for the Runway of Dreams, which is coming up and very exciting. So hopefully I think it's a progression of, I have to do, this marketing. I have to keep on to what's happening in the space. And
it's all about networking, it really is about networking. You meet so many people along the way, and you just keep rolling with the punches and getting the word out. And then before there's
a lot of no's too, and that's the thing. And when you're working alone and you're just trying to figure out all of this stuff by yourself, it is a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. You got to have a good support system, I think.
Yeah.
But yes, I think in the end, those are the things. Like I just know that it's going to be one of those things that's going to be out there in a much broader way. I don't know when, but if I keep working hard at it, it's going to happen. So
trust in God, because I'm telling you, that faith, I'm telling you.
Yep. Yeah, I do. And I know it's just in his time. So that's what. But we're getting there slowly but sure. We're making some good progress, I think, for just being a small company to have those names already. Zappos, JCPenney, I have a handful of marketplace vendors that have us. I'm just donated some socks to the para sports here in Spokane. And I think then a couple of people called me right after that because they saw them at the auction, and they were OTs that are very excited. And so that whole realm of working with OTs, it's another leg of this sort of, sales business. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about giving back. So about that. So I see that you partner with Shriners Hospital. And so Faith used to go to Philly. In Philly, and we did several different studies with the Shriners and the University of Delaware. So we've had to spend the night there, and then in the Motion Lab and the Gait Lab, they had a day where they had all of the different people that worked in the Gait Lab come in to them, and it was a whole day long thing, and they did this whole program thing, and it was awesome because we volunteered, so we got to meet so many people over, and then we actually met somebody in the Gait Lab over in Massachusetts, where our friends, their son Colton, he also models for Runway Dreams and Gamut Management, and so they knew him. So it was it's such a small world, and they're so amazing. So we became close with a lot of them. So tell us a little bit about how you're giving back by partnering with them, because I think that's amazing.
That was one of the first things I did too, was I went to them, and I just wanted to brainstorm, because Cohen has been a patient there on and off. And actually he and I went through that gait procedure. I want to show you this. Like a year ago.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah. It's the neat, coolest thing. And I just love Shriners. I love from the minute you walk in that door, how he's treated and how lovely everyone is. And So anyway, I was speaking with someone there, and I asked, is there any way that we could do some sort of donation? And so this was kind of a creative way to do it, where people can, purchase on my website, beetlebug.com, and then if they want those socks to be donated to Shriners, then we just deliver them, because we were there, often. And so we were going a couple of times a week, but we don't have that schedule anymore. But of course, they're close by, and we love dropping them off. So now they are able to give these socks to kids that are going through whatever process, if it is OT, PT, whatever. They have a little inventory now to be able to give these kids that are coming in. So we love that. Love that.
That'd be awesome too if you could partner up with the different orthotic clinics.
Yep, I am with one here in town. Yep, he's great, and that's where Co gets his braces. And so, yep, my socks are in his little area there and available.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is, when because Faith actually has to go soon, we're really close with them too. So make sure you email me all of your information, because I can try and hook you up with our place to get you in more. And then I'm also going to mention and give your information to the Maryland School for the Blind, because they might be able to put up on their website, because they had Billy's up there and Zappos. But they revamped the website. But I want to talk to them again, and they put it in their newsletters every once in a while. So I can definitely get you hooked up with them as well.
Thank you so much. I love it. And I think it's just about the whole thing for this is just getting the word out. People just like you said, I never knew there was anything like this. I hear that all the time. So, we just have to keep pushing it, getting it out there for all to see.
Yeah. And like I said, again, it's networking. Like we got involved with Mindy, from Runway of Dreams back in 2015. And then, they partnered with Tommy Hilfiger, and Faith was part of the launch. And still to this day, I run into people that don't even know there's adaptive clothing or anything out there. Right. So, and again, this is brings it back to why I'm doing this show, is because I want to have people come in and share their personal stories, but I also want people to come in and share the different resources that are out there, that will help people.
I was going to mention that, starting off by myself like that, and then I discovered the SBA. So they have been great mentors to me. And I ended up really, they are a mentorship. So you can bring your questions, you can bring whatever your finances, they can help you with a SBA loan, but they're really more focused on helping you, run your, business and, getting to your end result. And they have been a lovely resource for me. And so it's all free.
So what is SB? What is it?
Small Business Association.
See, didn't even know that.
Super, full of resources. I've taken a ton of classes online for marketing, and I haven't taken a ton. I've taken a few or marketing and social media. There's so many resources, and then you personally can have this mentor that will help you when you're, having a challenge, say, working internationally, maybe, like I have. And so they have international business people that help for free, which is amazing.
That's awesome. So, and that's another one, because, what would be your advice, which, just to recap, have your support system.
Yes.
You're going to have your ups and downs in your news. Just pick yourself back up, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep faith, and then to get those mentor, get a mentor. So, or is there any other advice that you would give those out there that are kind of wanting to start something in an entrepreneurial space, that, to help others?
I really feel like it's that, if it's in your heart, if you have that drive to do it, I just hope that people, push it through. And they might not feel like they don't have enough money, or they don't have this, or they don't have that. If it's in your heart and you really, really want to achieve it, it can happen. Just being resourceful, just asking the right people, just not being afraid to ask is the other thing. So I'm not afraid to ask, just like the thing with Shriners. I'm not afraid to just say, hey, what could we do? And I'm not afraid to, take risks, because, there is a lot into this, we're all in, and so, but I do feel like, it's the reward of somebody calling me or texting me and telling me I put my socks on for the first time in 10 years, So, stuff like that. It just,
That is so like it's powerful. It really is
it
powerful.
is. It
And
is. And then, the little message, not everybody loves the message. Like I love the message, but I've always felt, because I just started off with kids, but of course I, did the adult sizing the second time. But I think adults need lifted up just as children do, especially now. And so I love the words that they read to the wearer. And I love having my grandkids have special, I've always said positive things to them,
Mhm.
always to get their day started. And, I want them to remember those positive words as they go out in the world and somebody says something different about them. I want them to remember, no, I am strong, I am capable, I am loved, I'm amazing, or whatever, but that's what, that the meaning and like the little, things I write on the socks, or
Yeah,
I suppose.
yeah, and you feel that, and which kind
Yeah.
of leads you. I might as well go right into it while we're talking about inspirational quotes and words, and how
Mhm.
words are they really are
Important.
so powerful. They tell you, put little stickies up in your notes all over, the mirror wherever you're going to be. And so
Mhm.
with me, I ended up starting my business, my intent maker. Karen Guilbault back in 2019, and I hand stamp words
Yeah.
one letter at a time with a hammer, and I ink it, and we put it on anklets, bracelets, keychains, because words are so powerful. As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, I'm actually getting ready in March, which this will probably air afterwards, but I'm getting ready to do a workshop for a church for a 3-day women's retreat.
Yeah.
To help them choose their words, and words are so powerful. So, is there one word that is meaningful to you? Because I'm going to gift you with a hand stamp
Oh,
token of your
thank you.
choice for being a guest on the show. And tell us, what word would you choose and why?
Well, I think, that's a tough one, because I think, I do a lot of that. I have quotes from Eleanor Roosevelt that I really love. And, I have quotes everywhere in my house that, help, keep me going and remind me. People have given me some of these things, but I'm kind of torn between faith, love, and inspire. Those are the words I think about, like, um, and so I think faith is, having faith in the idea and having it come to fruition, and the faith that I know for sure that it's going to be, it's going to help others. I know that every time send a pair out, I'm just so thankful that these are going to, bless and help someone else. But love is just, having that love to, in this space, this adaptive space, so many of us that have created something is typically, and I think it's a high percent of a mother or grandmother or somebody in the family that has had somebody with a disability.
Created out of love.
Yes, so love, and then of course hoping to inspire others to follow their dream and not be, shot down by, oh, that's going to be expensive, or that's going to be too hard. If somebody really wants to try something, and I am inspired by Cohen every day. I truly am. How hard it is for him to get around, and that child doesn't complain, and he's such a sweet, lovely child that, he makes the crabbiest people melt.
Mhm.
We walked into the store one day, and he didn't really want to go because, he doesn't like to walk. And if it's just a quick one, we'll just walk. But he has a walker and a wheelchair, but we just walked. And a real crabby guy came by and walked by us. And Cohen said, just out of the blue, "You are loved." And I'm like, "Co, he needed to hear that. I think you might have needed to hear that." And he just knows these things. Like, he's just the sweetest. And he's getting so big. And, Cohen also was on the spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, though some things are challenging, and being in a big, out in the community is not always easy for him, but, and change is rough, but he's doing a good job. So I guess I'm stuck on those three. So I'm not really sure. I think I might have to get back to you on that.
Okay, that's fine. And I was like trying to count on my fingers in my head. I'm like, can I fit, if I do
It-
if it's enough letters, I might be able to do all three of them. It would just be all circled around. So
I love it.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to share, or any stories you want to tell us about your grandson or the socks or anything? And then also after that, just to let people know where they can find you on social media and where they can purchase the Sockietalkies.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel like we covered a lot. Can you think of anything that maybe I should touch on a minute or that might be helpful? I'm just, I'm a real driver. I'm someone that, if I have something, I'm gonna figure it out and I'm gonna drive to see it through. So I know not everybody has that personality, but might have a great idea. I think it's the, pairing yourself with somebody who is a driver maybe, and doing something collaboratively, or especially in this adaptive space. I've just found it to be a lot less competitive than a lot of other spaces, and I love that. We're very collaborative and wanting, just like you, offering various
Right.
things.
Really, this is groundbreaking. This is, it's still at the beginning stages. They have so much more work to do with just getting the word out, and more brand companies and more,
items. I mean, there people have ideas and
making more items for.
Yes, and we're in this world now of inclusivity and having our products with everywhere as part of the selection, rather than at a specialty store for adaptive, but everywhere. Just like we say, these socks are for everyone, and I think that's the key. But and then I'm on Instagram at BeedleBug USA, and then on Facebook just BeedleBug, and it's my last name, BeedleBug. So
I love it.
Wasn't sure about taking my husband's name for a long time, and then now it's really worked out.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, that's so funny. And then also, for anybody who would like to go to her website, she has some blogs, which I started reading some of them, which are very heartwarming.
Yeah, that first few days of his birth was really, really tough. But you talk about, having that faith. And I remember, not understanding why nobody had hope. I did not get it. I didn't get it. And look at him. Like all the things that many people hear, he'll never walk, he'll never talk, he'll never, and none of that.
Yep. Proving them all wrong, proving them all wrong.
Yeah. And that's that hope, And so, we are very thankful, but thank you so much for having me. And
well, yes, I'm so glad. So for everybody, you can find the Guilbault Girls on all social media platforms at Guilbault Girls. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm not yet on TikTok. I need to learn that one.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at. Like, we have some of them, but I've got to, it's it's a one-woman show. So you do what you can in a day.
Full time taking care of Faith and trying to run all this stuff. But you know what? I find that most of us that are like that, like I don't know. I don't know whether it's the energy we have or what, but it's like we just
get stuff done.
Yeah, you got
it done. You go downstairs, you do two things, you come back up, you keep your house running, and we know you have to be organized and how to juggle it all, That's
all we know.
Yes, exactly.
Well, great. Thank you so much, everybody. Stay tuned for next time on the Guilbault Girls.
Okay. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us as we spread awareness through our personal stories and the many resources shared. You can help us by joining our village simply by sharing our show to the masses. If you would like to support the Guilbault Girls on another level, click on the link in the show notes to make a donation in any amount. Add your address and you'll receive a hand-stamped token with the word village on it in appreciation. Be sure to subscribe to our Guilbault Girls podcast and YouTube show, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Guilbault Girls. Till next time.